So this is a free open source physics video analysis app for tracking objects. And basically what it does is when you upload a video, you can track its movement through the X and Y coordinate axes. So when you open up this app, it's going to ask you to upload a video. So you just have to select that file and then give it a name, and it should automatically detect the frames per second for your video. Now, the axis that shows up, the origin is right there, and you just need to grab it and drag it to where you want the origin to be for this video analysis. I'm going to drag it down here to the bottom. I'm dropping this ball, so what I want to do is I want to have the vertical axis lined up to the center of the ball. Now, this little line here on the x-axis, if you click and move that, it allows you to change the orientation of the x-axis, like if this thing was on an incline. Now, this part here is I need to select a scale, so I'm just going to change the color, and I have a meter stick in this video. So I'm going to take the scale and I'm going to click the starting point over here of the meter stick. I'm going off to the right. You don't have to. You can just follow the meter stick. Then go to the bottom to where the meter stick ends and click again. And this establishes the scale that's being used in this video. You could change that to centimeters if you want. It defaults to meters. That scale should be aligned with one of the axes. Okay, now I'm going to add a new track. So this is going to be the ball. I'm going to track the motion of the ball. All right. So I'm going to try to, go to the same location of the ball, so the bottom of the ball each time, and I'm going to just go along the y-axis here. The way you track is you use shift and then you just click different points. And when you do that, it'll leave a marker for it. So I just wanted to forward the frames until the ball actually starts to move. So right here, it doesn't actually move for the second marker. So I'm just going to undo that marker, and then I'm going to forward the frame one more frame, and then I'll start making the tracking marks. Okay, so now shift, click, got the first marker, and then it'll just forward to the next frame. And I'm just going to repeat this process. So the bottom of the ball each time. So now you see I have 2 marks in there, and on the right, the data table is starting to get populated. So the time and its X location and its Y location. You can see each time the ball is falling, it's covering more distance because it's accelerating due to gravity. And if you look at the Y values, right, the difference is increasing. The X value should really not change because I'm trying to always go on the Y-axis here. So you really shouldn't have any X value changes because this is one-dimensional motion right here. So I'm just going to continue this process of tracking this object until I get all the way to the bottom. Once you have all your data, copy it, Control-C, and then scroll to the bottom there and open Spreadsheet for further calculations. So I'm just going to select the data and copy it. Open the spreadsheet. When this opens, this initial spreadsheet is a comment-only spreadsheet. So you need to go to File and make a copy of this for your own editing purposes. Make sure you give it a name and save it in a location that's easy for you to find later. Go to cell A6 where it says copy and paste, and just click that cell and paste the data that you have. It'll take a minute, but it's going to analyze the data. And if you go to the bottom of this spreadsheet, you can access some of the graphs that are automatically generated for you. So if you look over to the right, you have the Y position versus time. The line, the best fit line that they generated is not the best one on this tab because you can kind of see that there's a curve. But here, for the velocity versus time, we have a negative 7.18. So that's really good because it should be negative 9.8 meters per second squared. So considering a lot of the error that might be involved in this, that's actually a really good value for the acceleration that the object is experiencing. So this other tab gives you a better line for the Y position versus time. It should show an increase in the position change as time goes on. So it should be a curve. Okay, so that basically summarizes how you can use this tracking app for your video analysis.